Hi Pisces, welcome to February. This is Teresa from Tarot-Waite. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month, we have Venus moving into Aquarius on the 2nd. Then we have a new moon in Aquarius on the 11th. And then on the 21st, Mercury, which will be retrograde most of the month, moves direct at the after 3 weeks on the 21st. Then we have Venus moving into your sign at the end of the month, around the 25th, 26th. And then we have the full moon in Virgo, which is happening in your 7th house. And it's activating your relationship sector. So we'll deal with the astrology in a few minutes. Let's see what the cards say about love and relationships for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about love and relationships for the month of February 2021? What is coming up for Pisces? What is coming up for Pisces in February 2021? What does Pisces need to know? The Emperor, the King of Pentacles, the Two of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Four of Swords, the King of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Cups. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords. So you're starting the month off with this energy of the Emperor. You're wanting to create something. You're in charge. The Emperor is the executive, the CEO, someone who wants to build something solid and stable, someone who is dependable. I feel like this is your energy. You're trying to create something. You're trying to create some kind of financial security for yourself because you have the King of Pentacles here. You might be talking to someone about money or starting a business or some kind of financial situation because the King of Pentacles deals with money and land. If you're dealing with a person, the King of Pentacles could be someone who's an entrepreneur, someone who deals with money from a bank. Like if you're looking for a bank loan, you might be dealing with someone. It's almost like you're trying to create something solid and steady and stable. There's a potential partnership on offer this month. You have the Two of Wands here and the Two of Cups. So, but you're contemplating. It's like you've planted some seeds and you're kind of waiting to see what's going to develop. I feel like you're moving away from something that has been difficult. You have the Six of Swords here. This is the energy of moving away from difficulty, moving toward greater harmony. So for some of you, you might be leaving one relationship that has been troubling and maybe looking for a new partnership that's more compatible with you. You could be in a relationship where there's an imbalance in the give and take. You have the Six of Pentacles here. There's a card of, you're giving to someone. It's about giving to people less fortunate. So you're giving and helping others. You could be working in a career like that has to do with social work or counseling. If you're in a partnership where one person is doing most, and I'm sure it's not you that's doing the taking. Pisces is very giving and very compassionate. So a lot of times Pisces overgives. And you find yourself in a situation where you're kind of sacrificing yourself for someone else's needs. And you're not getting enough back in return. You could be dealing with someone who is very controlling, because you have the Four of Pentacles here. This is about holding on to something, not wanting to let go because it represents security for you. Or it could be the person you're dealing with is holding on to you, not so much out of love, but more out of security, the need to be safe. It could be that you're spending, you're paying all the bills, or you're working and spending all the money, and this person's not contributing. So you have to look carefully at your relationships this month. You have the Page of Swords here. This is about looking deeper, looking beneath the surface, especially if you're thinking about signing any contracts, because Mercury is retrograde this month. But you need to look at your partnerships this month and see, what do I need to keep? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to change? Am I giving too much? Am I getting enough back? I think that's going to be an issue. You may be in a situation where you're afraid to leave, because you have this Eight of Swords here. The Eight of Swords is feeling trapped, like you want to move towards something, but you're feeling trapped and stuck. And that's probably because of fear. You're afraid to move out of something that represents security to you. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time and you're afraid to move out of it. Or you're leaving something, you're afraid to leave something that has been troubling. It may not even be a relationship. It could be a relationship. It could even be a career path. The Four of Swords is coming up in the future with the King of Cups. So the Four of Swords is a card of taking time out to rest and to heal. I feel like you're going to be coming into a period where you're going to be less active, where you need to just take time out. And maybe you've been overworking and doing too much, and you need to recharge. You need to rest. So, especially when Mercury retrogrades, which this month, most of the month, Mercury will be retrograde, it kind of slows everything down. It slows the energy down. So you may feel that you're just tired, that you need time out. You need to rest and recharge. You need to do some thinking about your relationships, because I'm seeing these two kings. So you could be trying to decide. Some of you might be trying to choose between two people. Do I leave this relationship and look and embrace something new? What is it that I really need in a relationship? Am I getting what I deserve in this relationship? Is fear keeping me stuck in a relationship? Am I afraid to move out of something? Because the Eight of Swords, it's almost like you're creating your own prison. And you can move away from something that's not working. You just have to make that decision and just walk away. But you have the Two of Cups here as an outcome. So I feel like there's a soulmate connection that can be formed. And I'm feeling good energy about this King of Cups. This could be another water sign. The King of Pentacles can be an earth sign. I feel like you have to be some kind of discriminating. You might have some choices to make. And the Cups energy, this could even be your energy. This energy, the King of Cups energy, is someone who could be a counselor or a healer, work in a medical profession even, or work in a career that helps others. So that could be your energy. Maybe you're being drained by the work that you do, or there's something that's like draining your energy this month, and you need rest, and you need to get away from it all so you can make clear decisions. But there is also the potential for love, a love connection with the Two of Cups, because that can represent connecting with someone that you see eye to eye with, someone that you're really on the same page with, like a soulmate energy. Maybe you're afraid of it. Maybe there is the potential for love, and it scares you. You're afraid to embrace this love. Sometimes with the Four of Swords, if you have been in a state of limbo or a state of isolation, I feel like you might have been taking time out to think, to heal. That energy is going to end. At some point, you're going to come out of that hermit mode. But I feel like it was necessary for you to figure out where you're going and what you want. But now it's the time to take, then it's going to be a time to take action once you make your decision. But I feel like that love is there for you, but you may have to overcome some fears to reach that love. Or you may have to take action. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles is like, it's like, it means that you have to give to receive. Like, you can't just sit there and wait for someone to show up. You have to take action to make your dreams happen. And you might be afraid of that. With the Eight of Swords, I feel like there's fear holding you back from moving on. And maybe you're just being discriminating with this Page of Swords. You know, you're just like, you might have come out of a difficult relationship and now you're afraid to get back into a new one for some of you. And you're being discriminating. Like, who am I going to give my love to? I don't want to fall into another relationship where I'm doing all the giving. I want an equal, a give and take. But I feel like you could connect with someone that's really good for you this month. But you have to overcome some fears and be willing to meet the person halfway, or at least take some action toward that relationship. Let's see what the astrology says. So this new moon is in your 12th house. You have a lot of Aquarius energy going through your 12th, a lot of planets in Aquarius going through your 12th house. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. So this is, a clearing out time. It's a time for you. The 12th house is the house of, it's like the end of a cycle. It's a time of rest, of clearing out, getting rid of, like releasing what no longer serves you. So, and also, it's the house of the unconscious, psychological matters, anything that's hidden. So this new moon, it could be that you have an opportunity to look at those things in the 12th house. Look at, how am I, what's going on in my unconscious? How am I being run by unconscious programming? What fears, what self-sabotage, what negative self-talk do I need to look at? What insecurities that I need to deal with and release? Any kind of baggage from the past. It's like you're closing out a cycle, you're clearing out. And Jupiter gives you the ability to do that. Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn in the 12th house, it's like you're ending a karmic cycle. And you're getting ready to start a new thing when you have your new moon in Pisces, which will be next month. Where you have like a new you. So this is a good month to like get counseling or to talk about, get in touch with yourself. Take some time out to recharge, to rethink. Mercury's going retrograde through the 12th house. It's kind of a time out period where you want to think, where am I going? What have I just been through? Because you're ending a cycle. A lot of planets are going through the 12th. It's, things are ending in your life. And then you have to think, okay, what do I want to begin? Where have I been? What have I learned from this cycle? What do I need to release? And how can and think about the future. What do I want to begin? And how can I prepare? So before you start a new cycle, you have to kind of clear out the old. It's almost like you're clearing out the basement. You're clearing out the garage. You're throwing out the garbage. And you have an opportunity with this new moon to have this new beginning in the psychological house. You could be dealing a lot with, hospitals or prisons or institutions this month. If you're not, people around you might be visiting people who are sick, or visiting or helping someone who's going through a health crisis. Or a psychological crisis even. You're just giving to everyone around you. Now the only challenge you have to this new moon is Mars and Uranus in the 3rd house. So Mars in the 3rd house, there's a lot of activity with relatives. You might be tied up with siblings or relatives, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters. Your communication style might be a little harsh this month with Mars in the third house. You want to watch how you're communicating, especially with this Page of Swords. It's about having difficult conversations with people. And it's not so much what you say, but how you say it. So if you're communicating to someone about any problems in the relationship, choose your words carefully, because you might be in this warrior mode when it comes to communication. So you don't want to go over the top and alienate people. You want to, be careful how you're communicating. With Uranus in the third, there could be unexpected developments around your siblings or relatives, or even in your local environment. Maybe you need some freedom from some of these relationships. Or you need to, maybe you've been giving too much in these relationships. You need to speak up and say, hey, you know what, I can't keep doing this. You have to start pulling your own weight. Or there could be surprise developments, or even surprise arguments that arise. Because Mars and Uranus, they already came together last month. So there could have been some kind of crisis last month with these people where you cleared the air. But the energy is still there while Mars is going through your third house. Then we have the full moon in Virgo, and that's on the 27th, and that's in your relationship sector. So something is coming to a head in relationships, coming to completion. You could be ending a relationship, or you could be ending a cycle in relationships. You have Venus in the first house at this time. So there could even be a new cycle in relationships coming in, like something ends, something new begins. Because you're attracting love with Venus in your first house. So you might be clearing out some old baggage from past relationships, and then you're ready to start something new. I feel like there's the potential for new love some point at the end of February. And even something... situations around the home it's almost like you have to, it's like you're stepping into a new cycle, but you have to work on your home and communicating with the people that are around your house that you live with. Maybe you need to, I feel like you need to speak up if people have been taking advantage of your kindness, or if you've been overdoing, and people around you, people in your home, are not stepping up and taking their fair share. I mean, because you're being a take charge person this month, but you don't want to take on too many burdens of others and not allow them to do for themselves what they can do for themselves. You don't want to be the victim or the sacrificial lamb, So you may have to communicate in your relationships, like, what am I willing to do? What am I not willing to do? What do you need to do? Set boundaries and discuss, what you're expecting from a relationship. With Venus in your first, though, you're going to be looking very attractive, very charming. It could sometimes bring a potential new love if you're not in a partnership. It could bring love in when Venus is in your first house. So get ready for that. Prepare. I think the beginning of the month you may want to deal with any kind of psychological issues, any kind of fears, anything that needs to be looked at and dealt with. So counseling would be a good thing to do while all this energy is happening in your 12th house. And then when Venus moves into the first house, it's almost like you have like this rebirth. It's a good time to change your appearance in some way, get a makeover, or buy some clothes, or just you're presenting a different you to the world, a kinder you, a more loving you. You might be more attractive, more charming. If you're looking for a relationship, a new relationship, the best time would be around the time when Venus moves into your first house. So it'll be at the end of the month, around the 25th, and Venus will stay in Pisces for 3 weeks, and so most of March. So it'll be like the last week of February and the first couple of weeks of March. So if you're looking for love, that's the time to get out there and start to communicate. But I feel like there could be this potential partnership coming. You're coming out of I feel like you're going to go through this dark night of the soul or soul searching period where you're resting and, germinating, seeds and ideas. And then at the end of the month, the energy is going to shift, especially March. Not so much February. I think this is more about healing and evaluating and discarding, getting rid of whatever's no longer working. And then in March, that's when you're going to have your new moon. That's when the energy is going to shift into a more active phase. But Venus is going to start the party. Venus moving into Pisces can bring, especially Venus in Pisces. It's very romantic. It could bring a romantic partner, a romantic connection, if you're not in a relationship. And if you are in a committed partnership, it'll just make things, it'll help your relationship be more loving, more charming, more, you might feel that there's more love in your life when Venus moves into the first house. Because Venus in the 12th house, like your love is hidden, your feelings are hidden. Maybe you need to communicate your feelings. If you haven't been letting somebody know how you feel, it would be a good time to do that. Think about, how do I feel? Do I need to communicate my feelings? But when Venus moves into the first house and it crosses your ascendant, it can bring a romantic encounter. Or it can bring more love into your life. Because you're energetically, you're more loving. So embrace love this month. Embrace healing and releasing. And then prepare for love at the end of the month. So that's my forecast, Pisces, for February. And if you're having a birthday, happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button. Click on the link in the description box if you want a private reading. Thank you also for supporting this channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the readings. If this reading resonates with you, please leave a comment. I love reading about all your comments, getting feedback. So enjoy February and have a happy Valentine's. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.